Ever get that, that feeling,
Mm.
that there's a whole other world right under our feet?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Maxia, they don't have to wonder. It's the Underlands. Real as the dirt we walk on.
Yeah.
And we've got these excerpts here from, get this, Descent into the Underlands, a guidebook.
Catchy.
Right. But the wild part, apparently it was written by, a whole bunch of adventurers,
Yeah.
collaboratively. Makes you wonder why go through the trouble, putting all this down.
That's a good question to keep in mind as we, so to speak, descend. It's not just, oh, here's a landmark. It's survival tips, insights into different Underland factions. They even sprinkled in some history.
So not just, here's some cave formations, watch out for the grue,
Yeah.
but how to actually make it out alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the survival methods, let's just say they're creative. They talk about, for instance, harvesting this bioluminescent algae. And not just for light either. Hydration.
Wait, they're drinking glowing goop.
Seems that way. Really shows you how resourceful you have to be in the Underlands. Adapt to survive, and sometimes that means finding your food and water in the strangest places.
Okay, fascinating and kind of gross.
Yeah.
But makes you think about magic in this world, too. Not just spells. It's everywhere, right? Even their light source is another kind of bioluminescent goo.
Exactly. Magic in the Underlands isn't just a tool, it's a part of the ecosystem. This magical signature, it's everywhere. It's like this energy field, right? Totally unique to this world underground. Affects everything. Plants, animals, even the way the rock is formed.
Which would totally shape the cultures down there, right? I mean, if your environment has magic woven into it, that's got to influence you.
Absolutely. And on that note, the guidebook goes into the different groups, the factions you might run into. Quite the variety.
Yeah, I was looking through that. We got the Harmony of Depths. They're obsessed with this whispering room in their headquarters.
What's interesting about the Harmony of Depths is how dedicated they are to ancient knowledge. That whispering room. Theories say it holds echoes of the past, whispers of lost history. Shows you how much they value understanding where things came from.
And then there's the Orborn. Dwarves, sure, but these guys are all about respecting the environment. Not what you picture with dwarves, usually.
Challenges our expectations, doesn't it? The Orborns show us how a society adapts its values based on the environment. Down in the Underlands, resources are scarce. It makes sense that a civilization would learn to prioritize what they've got. Sustainability.
So maybe not your typical dig it up and see what happens kind of dwarves.
Right. And this ties into the guidebook's whole adaptation thing. Every faction, the Harmony of Depths, the Orborn, they figured out how to not just survive, but actually thrive in this crazy, challenging world.
Of course, not everyone's so peaceful or eco-conscious. Cue the Shadowclaw Syndicate. Every good story needs a little danger, am I right?
Yes. The Shadowclaw Syndicate. Harmony of Depths seeks knowledge, Orborn seek balance. The Syndicate. That's the question, isn't it? Their motives are unclear. But they're doing something down there, and it's got everyone else on edge.
The guidebook doesn't sugarcoat it.
Ah.
Makes it clear, one wrong step in the Underlands, you could end up on the bad side of a very powerful, very dangerous group.
Exactly. That's why knowing the factions, why they do what they do,
Yeah.
it's key to navigating this place. Like a dance, almost. Know your partner's next move, you're waltzing. Miss a step. Could turn into a very dangerous tango.
It's like know thy neighbor, right? But down here, it's more like know thy neighbor, or they might, steal your glowworms or something.
It's a bit higher stakes, perhaps.
Yeah.
This guidebook really is turning out to be a must-read. And speaking of essential, they get into some wild locations. Each one's got its own, personality, challenges, too. Like Caverna, a city built right into the Underland rock.
Yeah, and they didn't just, hollow out some caves and call it a day. This is a whole living city shaped by, the people, but also the stone itself.
Shows you how adaptable they had to be. Not just living in the environment, but with it. There's even, these stone sentinels the guidebook mentions. Golems, made of the city's rock. They guard the place.
City's got its own built-in security system. Then you've got the geomancers who could actually, heal the stone if it's damaged. Shape it, too. Talk about a green thumb. Well, stone thumb, I guess.
The Orborn's respect for their environment, definitely see it in Caverna. It makes you wonder, what other cool stuff have they come up with?
Right. What's daily life even like in a city like that? One thing's for sure, probably involves a lot of slime.
Yes. The slime tamers. Not the most glamorous job, perhaps, but vital.
Okay, maybe not defending the city from giant man-eating amoebas. Vital, but still.
Yeah.
They herd these, oozing blobs around to eat up all the waste.
Waste management, Underlands style. It shows how you adapt societal roles, right? No sunlight, traditional farming's out. So, Caverna. They found a way to make slime dot work.
Caverna sounds kind of fun, actually. Bustling, even if it's got a bit of a slime situation. But then there's Lumoria. Things get, well, luminous.
Now, Lumoria, that's where the guidebook gets poetic. A city where you can't tell where the buildings end and nature begins, all bathed in this otherworldly light.
They weren't kidding with the name. But this glow, it's not just pretty, it's what they run on. Literally. Like their whole ecosystem is built around it. Light source, energy source, even their food.
Straight out of Bioluminescence 101, but on a massive scale. The way they've used this natural thing, it's incredible. Shows a deep understanding of their world.
Guidebook mentions that all that glowing, though, attracts some unwanted attention.
Always a trade-off, right? It's beautiful, keeps them alive, but also makes them a target. They mention these unsavory creatures drawn to the light.
Okay, but what are they talking about? Giant moths? Glow-in-the-dark bats? Some kind of underland glow squid?
Frustratingly vague, they do say these creatures are attracted to the glow's, quote, signature, which if you remember is connected to the Underland's magic energy.
So less glow squid and more something wicked this way glows.
Precisely. And speaking of wicked, the deep market, Caverna, that's the heart, right? Lumoria's the soul. Deep market, that's the chaotic, kind of shady cousin.
Sounds like you can find anything down there. If you know the right people, or how to bribe them, maybe threaten them, who knows? Seems like the kind of place with a watch your back vibe.
A melting pot, that's how they describe it. All the factions coming together, trading stuff, sure, but also stories, information, maybe even secrets.
And if Glenn's story is anything to go by, better know your stuff down there. Imagine trading your glowberries, your hard-earned glowberries, for a map. And it leads you right to, like, a grumpy cave troll's den.
Unfortunate. But it shows you local knowledge is key in the deep market. Your reputation, that's everything. One wrong step, and you might end up on a very hungry troll's bad side.
Okay, so maybe not the best place for a relaxing shopping trip. Definitely memorable, though. We got bustling Caverna, radiant Lumoria, chaotic deep market.
Oh.
And the guidebook mentions one last spot. This one sounds truly wild. The Abyssal Library.
Ah, yes. The place where the pursuit of knowledge might just drive you mad. Or worse. Definitely not for the faint of heart. Or the easily spooked bookworm. The Abyssal Library.
Yeah, it really does sound like, something out of a story. All hidden away in the deepest, darkest part of the Underlands. A storehouse of ancient knowledge, they say.
And it's not just getting there that's a problem. The guidebook mentions, like collapsing tunnels, whispering shadows, and this thing called, get this, the memory pool.
Okay, yeah, the memory pool is interesting. It's this, vortex, but it's made of memories, experiences, emotions, all swirling around in this weird pool. They say it's got, tons of knowledge, but if you're exposed for too long, it can mess with your head.
So it's not just finding the right book, it's surviving the reading. I'm sensing a theme here. Underlands does not do easy answers. Or maybe it's like real knowledge. It's right on the edge, between discovery and danger. And the Abyssal Library. It's like the poster child for that.
And to think, this guidebook, it's just scratching the surface. We've got algae drinks, slime that eats your trash, creepy whispering rooms, a city that glows, grumpy cave trolls, and a library that might just steal your soul. What else is down there?
That's what's so great about it, right? The Underlands are huge, full of dangers and wonders, but still mostly unexplored. Every time you turn the page in this guidebook, you get these hints, of all these stories they haven't told, mysteries just waiting for someone to find them.
Well, we just read the first page of some epic saga, and now we're dying to know what happens next.
So coming up from this little deep dive, I gotta ask, what really stuck with you? For me, it's how they blend the normal stuff with the magic. This isn't just, oh, look, a fantastical creature, here's a powerful artifact. It's about how societies deal with everyday problems. Like, how do you get rid of your trash? Where do you get what you need when resources are limited? And how do you live in a world that's powerful but can also be unpredictable and dangerous?
It's that grounding in reality that makes the fantastical stuff even cooler. Magic isn't just there to move the plot along, it's part of life.
Which brings us back to the beginning, yeah. Why'd they even write this guidebook?
Maybe a warning, maybe an invitation. Or maybe, just maybe, is because some stories just have to be told. A call to adventure for anyone who's brave enough to listen.
That's for our listeners to decide, isn't it? Is the Underlands calling to you? And if it is, what will your story be?
And on that note, we're surfacing from the Underlands. For now, at least. We hope you enjoyed exploring this incredible world with us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep diving deep.